Let's start with this statement from Joe Lockhart, the NFL Executive Vice President of Communication, who said the league has received multiple reports that the NFLPA was spreading derogatory information to the media about Ezekiel Elliott's accuser. Strong words here. It's a common tactic to attempt to prove the innocence of the accused by discrediting the victim, in this case, Ms. Thompson, when coming forward to report such abuse. Common or not, these tactics are shameful. The NFLPA, they fired back immediately. The public statement issued on behalf of every NFL owner is a lie. The NFLPA categorically denies the accusations made in this statement. We know the league office has a history of being exposed for its lack of credibility. So whose side are you on with this?
Damn sure ain't the NFL's. This
Same
is real
here.
rich, and their point might be valid, but it's real convenient for you to finally get religion and get on the NFL and say, hey, this is how it's done when it comes to tastefully handling situations of alleged domestic abuse. It wasn't that long ago where Roger Goodell had Ray and Janae Rice in his office asking about that incident. It wasn't that long ago when the Ravens paraded Janae Rice out at a press conference. They have mishandled so many domestic violence cases the NFL has until don't sit up here and act like you have the moral high ground and have the ability to tell somebody about what you should and shouldn't do when it comes to attacking the credibility of a victim, an alleged victim, whose credibility is legitimately in question, given that everything that's been quote unquote leaked was in the 160-page report to begin with. Secondly, it's also real rich for the NFL to want to point the finger when it comes to leaks.
Yeah.
It's specialized in that.
Yeah, and they can't blame the public, certainly not the media, for not trusting them when it comes to their investigations. Seeing as, look, even though Deflategate is not in this category in terms of the level of seriousness, but starting with that and other NFL reports and investigation, they've always found a way to be absolute train wrecks. And I do think people need to make that distinction that you brought up. It makes me uncomfortable as somebody who's written about and had commentary on domestic violence to ever challenge the credibility of someone who is reporting that they are a victim of domestic violence, because it happens all the time.
Right.
That's
false accusations are more rare.
Correct.
Than people actually
realize. And so
realize.
what you don't want to do is send this perception that everybody's lying when it comes to domestic violence or even sexual assault, because that's also where credibility issues tend to spring up. But in this case, this is credibility related to whether or not Ezekiel Elliott actually committed an act of domestic violence.
Because if he's innocent, his reputation is being ruined. You don't put this toothpaste back in the tube.
And look, the NFL, they were aware of some of the same information that we know about in terms of text messages and possible motives, all those things. And I am just baffled that they could know all those things and still come to this conclusion.
You're not baffled? Why are you baffled?
You're right.
We both knew this was coming. This is better safe than sorry, okay? They have taken so much heat over the years for being too soft on domestic violence. No way in hell they're going to investigate a year and say there's nothing to see here, only to have either a videotape or other evidence come out in a civil case where it was proved that they dropped the ball again. So they'd rather say, hey, we went too far than too light on an issue of domestic violence. Real quick, Harold Henderson, appointed as the hearing officer for the appeal scheduled for August 29th. Now, he reduced Greg Hardy's appeal, upheld Adrian Peterson's appeal. With all due respect, I think today's back and forth lets you further know that they didn't give him 6 games to see Harold Henderson, who again is supposedly neutral, reduce it to 4.
I don't expect
Not to mention it should be 0 if he's innocent.